something, I'll send it to you.
Is the music on here? Oh. Thank you. What's up, guys?
Buddy.
I'm Joe Vargas. Always to my left is Maggie Duarte. Magdian.
Tis I.
What's up?
What's up? Okay, well, should we just...
No, talk. We have to engage more.
We have to engage more, man.
Yeah.
We need engagement views.
According to our producer, though.
Yeah, according to the producer, we're not engaging enough. But yeah, what's up? How was you? Did you catch the fight? You caught it on YouTube, huh?
Chavez?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess we can just go straight into it. My weekend was whatever.
My weekend was. Yeah.
But
yeah, I tuned into Chavez. Oh my God, what's the kid's name?
Manny Flores.
Manny Flores, Gucci.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a letdown. I clicked on it and started watching it, and I'm biased. If you know me, if you're from California and you're fighting, I'm gonna go for you. But when you're both from California, I'm gonna kind of go with the guy that's closest to me. And Jorge Chavez is from our backyard. One of my good friends, Clemente Casillas, is like a father figure to him, and I mean that's family, bro. And I had to go with Chavez, and he didn't let me down.
You've known him since he was a little boy.
Little boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Went up against him in many fights, and the kid is a stud, and the kid showed such, I don't know what, poise, maturity in this fight. It just looked. I wasn't even in that locker room, but I felt like I was celebrating with them. When they had little like a victory speech and they started dropping water on each other like wine, and just seeing Chavez do that, man, it was beautiful. At first, I thought, man, Gucci Man came out and made some adjustments.
Yeah.
But like you said, Chavez was just setting up traps.
Yeah.
It was just like cool reading that downloading that info. Sometimes as fighters, we'd be like, as coaches, we'd be like, oh, he's figuring them out. And sometimes it's bullshit. They're just timing and rhythm. But, this time you can tell Chavez was taking his time.
Right. Every fights at different levels have obviously every fight has a strategy, right? 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds. 12 rounds as well. You could tell that Chavez understood and was very 100%. And people might be like, well, yeah, no shit, they're in a 10-round fight. But sometimes there's fighters that want to rush into the process. You could tell that Chavez was being patient from the get-go. Okay, it doesn't matter what he does. This is my fight. We're in a 10-round fight, and I just got to be patient and adjust as it goes. With Manny, it just seemed like he was just banking on that one thing to work. You know what I mean?
That's why fighters, like when you knock people out at the gym or knock people out in training or in fights, it's not guaranteed all the time. You know? And Chavez did this through the fight. Right. Manny did this, stayed there for a while, and then he tried to do it again and then fell through. Yeah. So it's if you're a coach, you want to see somebody like Chavez just creeping up. And the first rounds, he wasn't getting his butt kicked. He was just taking his time.
Right, exactly. I think the commentating was a little bit like
biased,
too biased in those first rounds, giving like, oh yeah, Flores, he's doing much. I didn't see anything super significant where I was like, oh, Chavez is in trouble. I honestly think that he knew what he was doing at every moment of that fight.
Exactly.
I really do. He did great. He did great in the first fight too, but kudos to him for it. It seemed like he was just he almost like scratched that fight out of his mind. And I think that's something that great fighters do. You can't expect the first fight to be like the second fight.
You know what I do hate, Maggie? I hate Adam being in my head in a fight.
Talking about adjustments?
Adjustments, bro. Adam brought that up, I don't know how many months ago, that no more fights make adjustments. And since he's brought it up, I feel like there's been adjustments being made.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was a strategic thing that Jorge did. Maybe he felt something in the first fight, and that's how he went off his adjustment on the second fight. But he looked very elegant breaking down Flores.
He did. I think poise was the perfect word, honestly, because you think about where he is at this stage in his career, and it seems to me like, he's knocking on that door right now.
I heard Chavez say that he wants to fight anyway next.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mijo, that's a little nuts. But you know what? Who the fuck am I to tell him he's nuts?
Yeah.
You know, he's young. Has upside. Does he have the experience to fight that guy? No, he doesn't. But who the fuck says he can't beat him? A fight's a fight.
A fight's a fight. You never know. You absolutely never know. A lot of people counted out Cardenas, and look, he had a great fight against in a way.
Shout out to Jorge Chavez, man.
Yeah.
And Jorge Chavez has had more success than Cardenas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, technically, Cardenas just beat Robles.
Yeah.
But before that, we really didn't know much about Cardenas.
No.
Jorge Chavez is slowly, gradually going up. But I would take 2-3 fights before I go up.
Yeah. And I think Golden Boy has been doing a great job with Chavez.
That's what I wanted to talk about, Maggie.
What's up?
That's another thing I forgot to write down when you said, what do you want to talk about? Subject matter. Remember about 3-4 weeks ago, I said, man, Oscar De La Hoya, hit me up. I'll go take you to do a limpia.
Yeah.
I'll go get you a spiritual evil, man, Virgil Ortiz suing him.
Saw that.
And then Joel Iriarte's opponent pulled out.
Well, was he supposed to fight this past
week? He was on the card too. I think he was a co-main. And Joel Iriarte's, I guess, you guys don't quote me. This is what I heard for a second. I didn't see the weigh-in. So if I'm wrong, just put it on the comments. But it said Joel Iriarte didn't make weight.
Okay.
But the guy agreed to the fight anyways.
Right.
He said that in the night, he prayed on it and God spoke to him not to fight Iriarte. That is true. That did come out on the broadcasting.
Yeah.
That God spoke to him that it was dangerous to fight a guy. I mean, to be fair, Iriarte is bigger.
He's bigger.
I think he's more experienced than that guy. And he was going to give up 3 pound difference.
Dang.
And I was like, okay, that's cool if he pulled out. But don't use all these things make you sound kind of like cuckoo. And if you're religious, that's fine. But I mean, at the end of the day, if the guy takes the fight, gets paid 20% more. As soon as he gets knocked out, you guys all forget about him.
Yeah.
He's done. He served his purpose. But if he just, okay, you know what? I'll fight him at 147, but not at 150.
Yeah.
And he's already giving up reach. He's giving up height. And then he's the B side.
You mentioned that before. You don't want to give away too much.
And now giving up weight too.
Right.
So
that was 2 fights then, because Rocha also, that main event.
Rocha. That's another cleansing, brother.
I couldn't even post that clip because I literally was prepping that clip and then I find out that he didn't make weight. I went to go look for the poster.
I don't think he even weighed in, right? He got medically.
Yeah.
Damn, Golden Boy is such a passionate guy. If I want to support a promoter, it's him.
Yeah.
Because he's a former fighter, and I'm not speaking from firsthand knowledge, but I'd rather work for a guy who's been in the trenches and knows what it's like to cut weight, knows what it's like to fight. Yeah, people are promised money left and right, but he can make you a world champion,
He knows what it's like to get screwed over.
He knows what it's like. He knows the business. Time. So I don't know what he does. I don't know if he doesn't have control. I've never had a fighter sign with Golden Boy. We fought against them, but I never had a fighter sign with them. So I don't know firsthand if it's bad.
Almost did.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
No, but you know what? I think sometimes it depends on the deal, right? Hey, you have a 3-fight deal for this amount of money. And I think that sometimes, the names they get, it's like, listen, man, you have a 3-fight deal. Why don't you get this fight before you move on to that big fight? Because on paper, this is what's going on. It's not worth it because this fight is worth more money. I don't know. You know what I mean? The negotiations, a lot of people, it's so easy to speak from the outside looking in. You really don't know what happens behind.
I don't know. I don't know if Robert Diaz was so critical in that business.
Yeah.
I don't really see eye to eye with Robert Diaz. I don't hate him. He does. We just had words one time. We had a disagreement.
Right.
And I'm not talking shit about him, but we didn't see eye to eye. But it seemed like when he was running Golden Boy, things were a little bit more up in the up and up. Mm-hmm. Never thought I'd say this about Robert Diaz, but but it is what it is. It
is what it is, man.
And it just sucks that Golden Boy seems like it's falling apart from within. From your best fighters, one down making weight, one hearing God coming to him, and the opponent. And then right now, what does Golden Boy have?
His big cash cow is Ryan, and I think that might be his last
That's
fight.
on the way out, too.
Yeah, that's on the way out. That's what it seems like, at least. So we'll see.
I don't understand that part of the business. So fighters, maybe Henry watches us sometimes. Maybe he can give us some feed. Not about his son's personal story. In general, what happens? But if you became a millionaire with that promoter, why do you leave?
Yeah.
That's the question for all you fighters. If your promoter makes you a millionaire, would you bounce?
I think, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good question for you fighters out there. If your promoter made you a millionaire, would you bounce?
Yeah, and I think it depends on many variables. You know what I'm saying? But look at Terrence.
It seems like contracts ain't shit no more.
That's what it seems like.
Like people break away from contracts left and right.
Yeah, very true. But what do you think about, because you had mentioned this, we had kind of spoken like, hey, let's talk about this on the podcast, knowing how to adjust in a fight, especially for the young up and comers, and even obviously for professionals that maybe don't find themselves in the ring during a fight.
How do you work on that? You know, for me, I feel like we have to get our fighters and match them up with guys they have problems with.
Yeah.
And have them know how to swim in that water. Like, for example, a lefty, an aggressive guy, a tall guy, short guy, and try to figure them out. And then I like to make our fighters be aggressive one round and counterbox the next round, and then move around, pivot, give them different dynamics, you know, that way they don't sit on one style.
Yes.
And when the bell rings, they can fight their fight. But if we need them to do something for us, they can do it.
Right.
Because they understand it.
Absolutely. And take every sparring session as experience, and every fight.
Today we had little Mo, little Modesta. He was sparring, and he sparred his kid from 2 hands. Really good kid, super stud amateur.
Awesome little boy.
And Mo did great. And then I told him the next round, he went with another kid. I said, Mo, that kid doesn't have that much experience. Just work with him.
Yeah.
And Mo didn't know how to adjust, just defensive.
Yeah.
It's a simple adjustment.
Defense, no offense.
No offense. And just a couple punches just to get him off him, and it starts there. He's only 11, so we're going to fix it. But what I'm saying is it's adjustments.
Yeah.
Sometimes when your coach tells you to do something that you don't want to do, it's just for adjustment purposes.
Right. And on the subject of Mo, because I was going to bring him up too, that fight that he had in Compton, I think served him very well.
Very well.
The way that he handled himself in that sparring session on Friday, with knowing how to deal with an aggressive fighter. You know what I'm saying?
So let me enlighten you. Mo fought in Compton about 2 months ago. 3 months ago, his first show in California, and I told him, Mo, these kids in Cali are kind of different. We walk into the fights, the kids are wearing, they're
sagging, they're 8 years old.
Gangsters, 10 years old, they're betting money, they're gangsters, they're like, I'm not, they're just kids, what they see, the environment they grow up in. I was the same kid. And they're mad dogging Mo, and Mo's just like calm, and then Mo fights this kid, and this kid throws him on the floor about 3-4 times.
Yeah.
And he didn't get disqualified for what reason, I don't know, but he didn't, right? But Mo was winning the fight, and anyways, Mo lost. This kid comes on Friday to the gym, we're sparring him, same thing. He tosses Mo to the floor, tossed him to the floor. The third time he tossed him, I didn't say nothing. I let those things happen.
Yeah.
I didn't say, hey, stop, what are you doing? I'm not paralyzing my fighter. I looked at Mo, we made eye contact, and I said, boy, you better get this guy, bro. And then I was not working the corner that I let my brother work the corner. I jumped in the corner in the middle of that round. I said, you better get in there and figure this out, son. And he did.
And he did, and he didn't let it get to him. And that's what we mean when we say, like, hey, there are certain times where, as a coach, you kind of know when something is too risky and when it's, hey, they need to grow and learn how to deal with these styles. Otherwise, how are you going to learn how to do this in a fight? There's been fights, and the one that comes to my mind was the one that was on the Canelo undercard, was that young guy from Terrence Bud Crawford's camp, the Lester, I think, Martinez, fought Billy. I don't think he expected Billy to come to him like that. So he pretty much drowned him. I think he won, or it was a draw?
It
was a draw, right? But because he wasn't prepared for that kind of fight, he didn't know how to adjust. They didn't really make too much of an adjustment for that fight, It was, at the end, it was just a war.
Yeah, payphone fight.
Battle of attrition,
They could have fought in a payphone.
Yeah, exactly.
In case you guys don't know, payphones used to be small.
What's a payphone? Google it.
You need quarters.
Oh my God, there's people who listen to this who don't know what a payphone is. That's crazy. But anyway, I guess that we'll wrap that subject up. Know how to adjust. Know how to adjust, man. Once you get to a certain level, I think that what's one of the primary focuses for sure. You said you had some news.
No, it's not news. Not news at all. It's something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I saw the clipping of Canelo with turkey and I always forget this guy's name, Richard Schaefer, and somebody else and I was looking at Canelo, and I'm like, in my mind, somebody in the comments were saying Canelo's a cash cow still, no matter what you guys say and do. And they're right. But I was thinking, if I had total control of Canelo, and I'm asking this question to our listeners and to you.
Okay.
If I had control of Canelo and he had no say-so, you know what I would do with him? I would take that motherfucker, all his money away and make him Rocky IV, dog, when he fought Paulo Creed. In the mountains, no money, no lush, no ice baths, none of that fucking shit. Just go back. Find yourself again to the fighter that you were and find that hunger.
Yeah.
Those checks for $75 million and those watches and all that shit has changed who he is.
Yeah.
There is no thirst no more to go out there and destroy. Do you guys think that Canelo, if he just went back to not just be, I mean, obviously he's going to have the money, but what I'm saying is not have access to none of the perks.
Yeah.
And just focus on training like Rocky IV when he trains for Ivan Drago.
Yeah.
Because now he's just, right now I feel he's just being moved for his face now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turkey wants the power. But Canelo could finish off. Now he's starting Canelo Promotions.
Okay.
So he's on his way out.
Yeah.
Is that part of Eddie with No Boxing, No Life? Was that two separate entities?
That's a great question. I asked myself that same question when I kind of
because you can see in that team there's two groups.
Yeah, there is.
We're not gonna go into it too much.
Yeah.
But there's two clicas.
There is, for sure.
No. So I hope that Canelo could find the thirst that he needs to finish his record, because he was always talking about legacy. Well, it seems like legacy now is just chasing the big money.
Yeah. You know what? It's
how much money is too much?
It's funny that my dad was telling me that's exactly what he said. He's like he's about breaking records with money.
Financially.
How much money can I make?
Yeah.
Can I make more? He's like that's pretty much what it seems like, is that he's no longer caring too much about, hey, I want the best. No, it's like, how much money can I make for this fight?
And that's why we can't let people like what's that fucker's name from UFC? Dana White and Turkey devalue our bouts.
Yeah.
We've been doing it like this for over 60 years. I don't know when the other bouts came, but the WBC came. All these bouts are important. I'm going to pose a question to you guys. What's the first bout ever in boxing?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't even know that.
Okay. I think it's a ring, tell you the truth. But it got discredited with the sanctioning bodies. I think, and you guys, if I'm wrong, let me know.
I'm going to write it down because next week we'll go over it.
Yeah, but we can't let nobody that's just brand new to boxing discredit who we are.
Yeah.
They're saying our bouts suck. They're bringing in a new bout.
Yeah, only one
a new promotion. I'm mad, dude. The kid that I like signed with them, Opatella.
Oh, yeah, Opatai. I saw that.
Yeah, like, come on, dog. I mean, I guess he don't have the money, so he wants it. He's an upcoming, so that's a smart move.
Zufa.
From that Vato, dog.
I really
hope. Ran out of boxing.
I really hope that they move him correctly. We'll see. We'll see, because they can easily just feed him to Benavides.
And I don't hate on Dana. I don't hate on Turkey. I just hate when people try to change things. It's been working good. Yeah. Do we have to fight more of the best with the best? Yeah. 100% agreed. But that now you're changing the bout, devaluing bouts, devaluing this, devaluing that. No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And men, don't sell your soul for money, man. Fighters.
Yeah, but to your point, I think it would be a great idea to strip Canelo of all the luxuries and just if he wants to go out in a good way, without tarnishing his legacy at the same time, meaning don't fight some dude. If he just wants to, hey, this is my last fight, kind of like how Floyd did, I'm just gonna fight Berto and then fucking. I
remember Pacquiao stayed in a hotel with like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
His team, and I'm sure he drives the luxury cars. But what I'm trying to say is you got to stay with your feet on the ground if you're fighting, especially when you're fighting somebody that wants your legacy that you've been working all your life for.
Yeah. Who do you even put him with, man? I'm curious to see who he's gonna fight. I think Bud's, for a belt. I think sure.
Bud's coming out of retirement in May.
You think so?
Yeah, and I think he'll be in retirement. Canelo will fight in September, and then they'll fight one more time in May.
And that's it.
I think Crawford. There's two things that could happen. Crawford's gonna be a lot older.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna carry that weight a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he hit that hard at that weight. Canelo couldn't just find him.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. Canelo never really respected him or backed up or seemed like he was hurt.
His tracks, pretty much.
It's this. It's kind of like this. Like, what's that word? Frustrating when you can't get to somebody.
Yeah.
You know they're there and they're just touching you with little shots that hurt. I mean, don't get me wrong. Crawford's punches shit. They hurt.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is he was used to getting hit by bigger guys.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, 100%. 175.
I always wondered how much Crawford fought, how much he weighed that day of the fight. The same?
They probably weighed about the same. He might have even been a little bit heavier than Canelo, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He was a little bit softer, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like in terms of like body fat. But yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy subject that we'll explore as the news develops.
Yep.
See what happens. But well, should we delve right into it? Big fight this weekend. And this is a tough pick, a very, very tough pick. And to the layman, to those who don't really know, they'll be like, oh, dude, of course, Muratalla. If you just look at this fight on paper, you'd be like, Muratalla, without knowing who Andy Cruz is, right? Muratalla, 23-0, 17 knockouts against Andy Cruz, 6-0, 3 knockouts for the IBF World title in Vegas. Neutral zone.
Andy Cruz is a guy that everybody stays away from.
Olympic gold medalist. For those who don't know.
Muratalla hasn't looked good in his last fights, but
Yeah.
he is special.
He's special. In age, they're about the same. 30 years, 29 years. They're not that far off, you know. So
But in wars,
in wars,
I think that Andy Cruz has had way more amateur fights.
way more. He's got over 140. I know that. Over 140 for sure. Muratalla, I'm not really sure how much.
Probably about the same.
About the
I think
same.
Andy. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I
boxing
think Andy
wise,
has more.
if you're talking about wear and tear on the body,
Andy probably
has more because, you know, they're young over there in Cuba and they start small, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Muratalla. I know you're not asking me yet, but
No, that's fine. We're on the subject.
California. He's helped us a lot with sparring. He's a good
kid,
dude.
man.
I don't know Andy. I've never worked with him. I work with Muratalla. His father, I talk to him once in a while. I'm gonna go with Muratalla on this one. I hope this is his breakout fight.
Me
Sometimes
too.
when you're cornered into a tough fight, it's not cornered, but when you're facing a
Yeah.
obstacle that's fucking making you like, because he knows that Andy Cruz beat he beat, what's that kid he beat in the Olympics?
Oh, Keyshawn.
Keyshawn. He beat Keyshawn a couple
4
times.
times.
Yeah, 4 times.
Yeah.
So knowing that and knowing what he's facing, he's coming.
Yeah, 100%.
And Andy Cruz couldn't knock out Samaripa.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that Muratalla shouldn't try to be like such a technical fighter with him,
Yeah.
but he shouldn't be over aggressive. He's just enough.
If you look at the camps, you talk about Robert Garcia and Bozy Ennis, which is Boots Ennis' dad. Those are the 2 camps. But now I'm delving into the territory of he has only 6 professional fights, right? But he has only been I think he debuted with them in that camp. So he's been with them for 6 fights. How long has Raymond been with Robert for?
I think from the get-go.
From the get-go. That's a lot of time to be with that trainer in a great camp.
I remember we were getting Juan Burgos ready for Devin Haney.
Yeah.
And we went to Muratalla's house
Mm-hmm.
with his father at the time. He's still living with his dad. It's a while ago, to help spar against for Haney.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I remember Muratalla's name in the amateurs,
Yeah.
but I didn't know much about him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this kid's the real deal. Even Burgos goes, what the fuck is this? Like, so respectful, so cordial. But Muratalla just ran through Burgos. When Burgos fought Haney, it was just couldn't find him. It was
Yeah.
range, timing. We prepared for it, but we couldn't find him. And it was, you can watch those fights. I mean, and I asked him, you know, what was the difference? He said Muratalla was just too much. He said Haney had gifts and abilities, but nothing to make him paranoid.
Yeah.
And Muratalla was afraid to make a mistake with 16-ounce gloves and a headgear.
Yeah.
And with Haney, he never felt that way.
Yeah. Muratalla is, when you watch him spar, in my opinion, if you don't know too much about boxing, you're like, oh, yeah, I mean, he's walking him down. He's applying pressure. You know, he's athletic. He goes in and out. But when you really dissect what he's doing, it's something special. He's like there and then not there, but not too far away, literally inches away.
We
Centimeters.
our producer's gonna get mad, but there was a time we had a fighter named Ricky Perez.
Yeah.
And they had offered us Muratalla fight, and I turned it down like twice. Only because I knew in camp we had sparred him before, and I had seen what Muratalla could do.
Right.
As soon as that fighter bounced and went his way, he signed the fight with Muratalla. And Adam, I hope you clipped that posting that you sent me, not knowing you said it wasn't Ricky. But Muratalla's nasty, bro. So we'll see what happens. I want to see what Andy Cruz. I'm not saying Andy is super special, bro. What he did, Olympics and all that shit. We'll see who turns 30 that day in the ring.
I think Muratalla is fast and strong. And I think Andy has a decent IQ, honestly.
You're not big on him, huh?
Huh?
You're not really that big on Andy, huh?
On Andy, I'm like yes and no. I don't know because he's only got six fights.
Not much to see.
And it's hard to know really like how good. We're gonna find out on Saturday, but I think that I'm gonna roll with Muratalla on this one.
Of course, dog. Yeah. Kelly in the house.
I just, it's funny because I hadn't made my decision up until literally right now as we're dissecting this fight because it's hard. These guys, I mean, they're damn near pretty much even. You're talking about experience, age. It's a tough one to pick, to be honest with you. And I really hope it's not a boring fight because it could easily become one, like a hardcore chess match.
But Andy goes for it.
Yeah, he does. That's one thing that is different from the common Cuban fighters. Yeah, that he goes for it. So
that's probably good for Muratalla.
Yeah, and then again, exactly. It might be, and I think it's gonna depend on what kind of power he feels from Andy Muratalla. I think he might try and even get him out of there. He's been hurt. I don't know if you remember watching Andy against. He's a Mexican fighter. I can't remember his name. They were fighting outdoors, and I think it was. I can't even remember what card it was.
People are saying it right now.
Yeah, he got hurt, and so hey, we'll see. We'll see. And Muratalla is great at disguising what he's going to do. You really can't tell what he's going to do. So we'll see.
I think every guy that we sparred Muratalla with are like, what the fuck?
I remember, I've been there. I've only been there for 3 of them. And every time they come back to the corner after that first round, it is a look of, I don't even know where I'm at right now. Like in terms of not like getting hit hard, just like, what do I do?
Hey, really quick, I got another story time. It's not about me this time. One of the first times that Maggie when she started helping me on the team, her role, one day I told her, hey, Maggie, I'm busy, bro. Can you take, what's it called, to go spar with Canelo? And she looked at me. She's like, huh? Yeah, go with Canelo by yourself, with Canelo's team, and go spar. And she was like, oh, okay. She didn't say she wasn't scared or nothing. She didn't show that. But I thought about it when she left. I'm like, damn, that's pretty fucked up, dude. I'm sending her for her first sparring session on her own.
That was my first time. Yeah, it was. Now that I think about it, it was. And it was with Cobra. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And we didn't get in trouble, but we got called out by Canelo because...
I don't think you should touch on that.
No?
No, I already know. We'll leave it like that. Why Canelo got mad. Yeah. It's going to make him sound like a bad dude.
Ask me in person if you want to know.
But yeah, but and then Maggie has went with many gyms by herself now. So they, she's put herself out there as a boxing coach, and
it's been fun. It's been never in my life, in my dreams, would I have imagined, honestly.
Butskis.
That's
cool. It's
been awesome. Honestly, if it wasn't for that, I'm very fortunate for that grateful.
And then you also went with Ryan Garcia all the time by yourself a couple times. Yeah.
Ryan over to LA and then
here and then he ended up coming to our gym with Ryan and his father. Shout out to Henry. What's up, Big Henry? Man. He sent me a message about sparring. I was like, oh. It was too short notice.
Yeah, so it's been awesome. I can't wait for the future, man. But yeah, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. Next week we will definitely be talking about the results of this fight, and we'll be talking about the fight.
Everybody's waiting for it.
Shakur against Teofimo. We'll break that one down just like we did Muratalla.
Before Adam said that Teofimo can't make adjustments. I'm like,
oh, come on.
They can both make adjustments.
Yeah,
that's what makes this fight. This what makes this fight that interesting.
I know. I'm so excited for that. So we'll delve into that. We'll talk about who or what belt was the first belt in boxing?
Mentally.
All right, and then we'll talk about being coachable because CC wanted us to touch on that. We'll touch on it next week.
Mentally.
And then we'll talk about a few other things.
Mentally.
Not
even, you know who I am?
Tell Fimo.
Yeah. Mentally.
Mentally. That kid's funny, man. All right.
Peace. Like, comment, subscribe.
All that shit, please.
Questions, anything, hit us up.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.